What's up, boys? We just hit a upper workout right now. Feel absolutely amazing. Actually, hold on, let me show you something right now. Wait, hold on. Let me show you this freaking car, bro. Look at this. Watch. Look at that beauty, bro. Look at that beauty right in front of the gym. Looks amazing. Looks really clean. That's the owner. That's the owner of the gym. That's his car. And he's here right now, so I just got a glimpse of him. But he's here, and I mean, that kind of just motivated me to train more. Like, I just saw outside the window, like you can kind of see when you're training the outside of the parking lot. You can see, and I looked at it, I was like, bro, look at that shit. I see him on Instagram, but I just haven't seen it in person yet. So I think it's really cool to see that. That's just, I don't know, just motivating. Like, it kind of puts a picture in my head, like, okay, who would I expect or want to step out of that car that would be like so badass? And so that's how like kind of motivated me to train even harder. Like, I want that person to be exceptional. Like, he's exceptional, bro. He owns the gym. He's like spreading into different locations. I see him on Instagram. I think it's really, really cool. So like when he steps out of that car, you kind of expect like, oh shit, this guy's badass, right? So that's what I kind of expect. I don't know how I have a hoodie with this heat. But that's like me. If, like, for example, how would I want to be appeared as if I stepped out of that car? Would people be disappointed? Would they expect it? Would they be like, holy shit, this guy's so, like, I'm not saying that to please others, like to portray myself as something that I'm not. I literally want to become that person, right? Sorry, that's just like off track of this video. The point of this video was to, like, you know, show you guys how I hit my protein goal. I think that's why I'm gonna title it, but I just wanted to show you that. I think it's pretty cool. It's my first time seeing that car in person. His car, like, I've seen McLaren's like around, but that's his car. That's the owner's car. So just thought that was pretty cool. I'm out of breath right now, but I want to go home and I want to hit my post-workout meal. Well, not hit, like, I want to eat my post-workout meal right after the gym. So we're gonna go do that right now. Let's go do that right now. We're gonna have some eggs, probably some turkey breast and some potato. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what my foods are right now, so that you guys can see, like, it's so easy to hit your protein goal. You just have to select the right food. It's super easy, I'm telling you, super easy. You go in the gym, you work your ass off, and then you come out and you go home, or you go somewhere, or well, let's just say you go home for right now. You know exactly what you're gonna eat. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm gonna eat throughout the whole day today. These guys let me. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna eat so that you guys can, like, take ideas and you can implement it into your daily life and you can hit your protein goal. Because it's not just about the workout. The workout is to stimulate the muscle. I used to think that, okay, if you just work out and if you just eat your protein goal, you're good to go. All right, not sure what happened there. I think I'm running out of storage right now. I'm really running out of storage. I need to buy more. But as I was saying, you can work out, you can eat your protein, but if you're not recovering and you're not sleeping well, then your progress diminishes by at least like 50% at least. Like, it's super important. All three of these aspects, your workouts, your food, and your recovery. Super, like, food is kind of part of recovery, but I think it deserves its own category. But I'll be showing you exactly what I'm gonna eat right now after my post-workout meal. And then I'll be showing you, like, little glimpses of my other meals throughout the day and why I'm eating them and how much protein I'll be hitting today, just with all these meals today. So I'll see you in the kitchen. All right, so we're back home and I'm cooking my meal right now. I'm gonna cut up some potatoes right now because as I cook the eggs and the ham or the turkey breast, I like to just cut up the potatoes in the meantime. But I just want to preface by saying that, oh, I should probably close the cabinet. I want to preface by saying that today was one of my best upper workouts. So, because of the progress I just saw with my reps, I put one extra rep into every single exercise, which shows that how important that nutrition is, because that literally fuels you. So before the workout, I had whole grain bread, and I had 2 whole grain breads. I had 2 bananas, so, like, I put, like, little pieces on top, and I drizzled some honey. But not only that, that's my usual routine. Not only that, let me probably, if I could show you what I'm cutting. I can't really show you before it falls actually. But not only that, I had some electrolytes. Today. Let's see, this works. Okay, this is like really bad. There. Not sure if you'll be able to see. That's fine. I'll just leave it standing. I had electrolytes today. So I have this like tube of like electrolyte powder, and I drank that along with the pre-workout meal of the bread and the banana. And can't be so 100% sure, if I'm being honest, that helped me get the extra rep on every single exercise. But I would say that the pre-workout did definitely help. Not sure if the electrolytes was like the big key difference to why I gained strength. But it was sure damn helpful because I didn't feel fog-headed. I didn't feel any like tired. I felt well rested. I didn't, wake up and then immediately go hit my workout. My turkey's about to start burning, so if I need to put my eggs in there. But it definitely did help, right? So which really shows that you having a pre-workout meal, really helpful. I used to train fasted, but I think I'll be able to see more progress when I have a pre-workout meal. So having something like quick carbs before your workout, like bread, banana, honey, great example. It's a little drop of olive oil. Okay, there. Really helps. So if you really are trying to like gain weight or gain strength, and that's your goal, then pre-workout meal almost non-negotiable. You still see progress without it, but it's really helpful. I used to neglect it because I was like, I don't want to work out with a full stomach, but at least eat an hour and a half before, right? So that's the pre-workout. Should be mainly carbs. Try to limit the protein for the pre-workout if you can, but I mean a couple like grams of protein, like 20 grams is not that bad. So now we're gonna put the eggs in here. Where's the damn spatula? I'm gonna scramble it. There we go. So now we're putting the eggs inside the pan. Let me see if I can show you. Right there. I'll show you the final product after, but I'm just like scrambling it everywhere. I think we have avocado. Yeah, we do have avocado. That's great. So I'll show you the final product. This is like one of the highest high protein meals of the day, which is after the workout. So you want to make sure you have something like eggs, turkey breast, chicken, ground beef, Greek yogurt. They're awesome. So let me show you the final product after I'm done. All right, guys, we just got the final product. Look at that. We have some eggs, turkey breast, we have apple, and we have potato. And I have this as my first meal for a couple reasons, right? It's not just like a random meal that I just like, oh, I have this in the fridge, let me just cook that up. Sometimes it's like that, but I specifically like to have eggs in the morning not because it's just like a stereotypical breakfast, but it has healthy fat in it, right? People are afraid of like eggs because of the fat in it is like 5 grams of fat and 6 grams of protein. Have it in the beginning of the day, right? As your first meal so that you can sustain all those nutrients throughout the day instead of having it like too late in the day, Eggs are great for that, or even ground beef too. Ground beef has also a lot of nutrients. Chicken in the morning, you could do that. It's just a lot of protein, yeah, but it doesn't have as much nutrients, right? So depending on what works for you, right? But for the post-workout meal in specifically, and as my first meal, because I like to train in the morning, I have eggs, and then as my healthy fat and as my nutrient dense food, turkey breast, so that I can get that protein. Turkey breast has very little fat, and it's very great in protein. My apple, so that I can have the vitamins also, like with the egg. It's great. And then one of the most important ones, carbs, right? Especially if you're trying to grow, like if you're lean bulking or trying to gain weight or just trying to gain muscle, carbs are essential, really essential for your post-workout meal. I used to just think that, protein, just eat protein, have a protein shake after your workout, which is great. It's good if you're like running low on time and stuff. However, having carbs literally before the workout is great to use as energy after the during the workout. Now, when you expend all that energy during the workout, you need to replenish all that after the workout. So rice, potato, sweet potato, russet potato, whichever one you like. What are also good carbs? Like honey. There's a bunch out there. I'm sure there's a bunch. Bread, too. Bread is also great. Bagel. So there's a bunch of carbs. Like this is a simple carb also. So this is great for simple carbs and vitamins. And then we have potato, which is great for carbohydrates, just carbs in general. So that's my first meal. It's great to start off the day with eggs. Great to start off the day with fruit. And then after your workout, potatoes as the carbohydrate, turkey breast as the main protein source. It's all great. It all it all combines together just fabulously. I'll put the protein here. I'm assuming this has about 40 grams. I believe it's 40 grams. I don't want to pause the video and go check. I believe it has at least 40 grams. But I'll put it right here. Of protein. I'll probably put the macros too right here. But I'll essentially put the protein here so that you can see how much protein I'm eating throughout the day. I did also have like my pre-workout meal of 2 whole grain breads and 2 bananas, which is like not really much. It's like probably 6 to 10 grams of protein. So I'll probably list that at the very end, like add it up, like with the pre-workout meal, this meal right here, and then with the meal I have with my ground beef and then with my chicken too. So I'll show you guys those other meals too. Just want to keep it short and simple so you can see what foods I eat. So right here we have eggs, turkey breast, apple, and potato. And depending if I'm feeling it, I'll probably have some milk too. But I'll keep on adding the protein so that you can see how much protein I'm eating and making sure that I hit my goal of at least 200. I'm gonna try to at least hit 200 because I want to be 200 pounds lean. It's gonna take some time, but that's what I'm aiming for. Just because extra protein is not bad at all. It's not too bad. If you're eating too much, just kind of limit it. Save those grams or save those calories for like carbs and fats. But I'm 175 pounds. I want to eat 200 grams of protein. Not bad at all. So I'll show you the next meal. So we just got out the shower right now. Felt really sweaty after that workout. So now what we're doing is cooking. Where is it? Right there. We're cooking some rice right now. And I'm not going to eat exactly right now. However, I do now my rice when I'm working on other projects, like other content stuff or other like program work. I do my rice now while I'm doing that at home. So it just saves me so much time where I could just take out the rice whenever I need it. And then later in the day, I just take it out whenever I need it, like combine it with some ground beef or combine it with some chicken. I used to just, whenever I'm ready to eat, then I would start cooking the rice, right? It's like, that's just a big waste of time. You waste like 20 minutes just cooking there, standing there. And then the ground beef takes like 10 minutes and then it starts to get cold and the rice is still cooking. So, I mean, it's just so much better to cook the rice beforehand when you're like just doing other stuff. Like just move your laptop to the kitchen, do some homework there. Or, if you're, you got to do something else later on the day and you don't have time to cook the rice, do it whenever you're home and you're free. Like even though if you're doing probably some, you're probably watching like Netflix or something, and you could just cook the rice at the same time you're watching Netflix, or you're just like playing video games or you're playing whatever. Hopefully you're not doing that because you're actually, going for goals. But you know what I mean? Like if you're doing something at home and you could probably just cook the rice right when you're like busy or like you're reading. If you're reading a book and you want to cook the rice. So it's just like a time management thing. That's also something that really helps me with hitting my macro goals. Is that just the time management? I like to just multitask when it makes sense to like listen to a podcast during a walk, right? Or cook the rice while I do my content. So it just makes so much more sense. And then whenever you're ready to eat, just cook the ground beef, cook the chicken, and that takes less time than to cook the rice usually. And then just take the rice. If it's cold, just reheat it. It's not a big deal. And then you're all set to go. So it's right here. Let's open it real quick. It's right there. It's been like probably 8 minutes of cooking, or even less probably. I'm timing it on my watch, so I'm gonna do this. I'll do the next scene when I'm ready to eat. Should be some maybe ground beef or chicken. And then I'll show you guys what that meal looks like. And I think that should be it. And then I'll probably just drink like a Fairlife shake just to, get the protein up. I did have some coffee earlier this morning. So that's like, I just estimate just around 200 calories of coffee. Well, for the one I had this morning. So we have just a few hundred calories left after I eat all of my meals. So I'll probably just hit a Fairlife protein shake just because I don't want to eat too late at night. Any big meals or, maybe I'll have some yogurt. We'll see right now. I know I have the foods to hit my protein goal. It's just like, okay, what I actually want to eat and what will not ruin my sleep, because my sleep is something I'm really prioritizing now. I used to just sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, and my dad was like, hey, should we go and sleep? And I was like, really arrogant. I was like, nah, it's fine. It's the grind season. Like, nah, you get more done when you're actually properly rested, and you get more jacked when you're more properly rested, when your body is recovering. So nutrition is a big part. The gym is a big part. Recovery is probably the most important part, if I'm being honest. So I'll show you guys what the meal looks like later. All right, then the rice is now finished. As you can see right there, that's my rice. My mom's cooking something else. I'm not sure what, but I think she's cooking beans. But now, in the meantime, as the rice cools down, I made that, a yogurt bowl. Let me get it. This is one of my favorite meals, or I don't even consider this a meal. I mean, it's more like a snack, but one of my favorite meals / snack is a yogurt bowl with granola, with strawberry and banana. You can't see the banana, it's all covered by the granola. And then some cinnamon on top of the banana. It really mixes well, and it's really it tastes really good. So this has about, I think, 35 grams of protein. I forgot to check the app again, but it's like at least over 30 grams for sure. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it's probably like 37 if I'm being honest. It's really close. It's really good though. So I usually have a yogurt bowl like as after a big post-workout meal, because it's the closest thing. It's like the closest to the morning where I get to have like some sort of fruit like banana or strawberry, and then for the rest of the day I'm like, oh, I'm good to go. I got my micronutrients in, my minerals. Usually I take my vitamin D pill, the soft gel. I just started using that recently, so really trying to optimize everything as I can. So I get a yogurt bowl, then I finish off like in around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Wow, it's already 4:38. Yeah, I started my workout a little bit later today because I did some work in the morning, just some like programs and content and just like self-development reading in the morning. Then my workout, my post-workout meal like at 12, which is kind of late. Well, actually not really late. Then having a yogurt bowl. I was doing some stuff right there. I was reading a little bit and I was doing some content stuff. But now I have to finish off my day with the ground beef and the chicken breast, right? And then I have my rice ready so I can just eat it whenever I want. So all I have to do is just cook the meat and we're good to go. So that so far has been a part of despite the snacks, the pre-workout I had in the morning, which was like 10 grams of protein. This is like 35 grams of protein. What I had earlier was like 46 something. So I had 70 grams. And then my chicken breast and my ground beef are the main ones that are going to really spike that protein up. You'll see soon. And then plus the pre-workout, it's going to be all 200 grams of protein. So I'll be set. I'll be good to go. So I'll show you when I make the ground beef. All right, so now we're approaching the end of the day. We have the final, well, not the final meal, but we have some ground beef and white rice because it gets the protein. And the ground beef is like, this is almost 9 ounces, I believe. So it's like at least 50 grams of protein. And then we have the white rice, which is a great source of carb. So don't be afraid of carbs. At least just, I mean, it's probably a little too late for me to eat this right now, but it's better than not getting it in at all, because carbs are really important, especially if you're trying to like gain weight. Just use it around your workouts, right? So before the workout, it's awesome, but after the workout, great. That's why I had the potatoes. But I have a carb goal. I want to have a little bit higher carbs this time. See how I feel. See how my body changes, because I was really having moderate carbs and a little bit higher fat. but I want to change it. I want to have higher carb and lower fat and really high protein. So especially with my macros, I'm hitting 2,500 calories right now, but ground beef is a great way for the micronutrients, and white rice is also great. So I'll put the macros right here. It's at least 50 grams, if not 60. It's like between 55 to 60, I'm assuming, but macros will be right here. So that's gonna be like 70 plus 50-ish. It's gonna be like a 120, 130. My goal is 200, so I still have chicken breast left, right? That's gonna be like 60 to 70. If I have 10 ounces of chicken breast, that'll be like 60 grams of protein. So I'll be over the protein mark, right? Or just at the protein mark, right? Because if we count 70 plus 50, the 70 from the, no, not the 70, wait, 1 second. 50 plus 70 plus another like 55, 60, that'll be like a 130. Be like a 130, like 120, 130. And then 10 grams of protein from the pre-workout, so that's 140, and then 60 grams from the chicken breast. Bingo, we'll be good to go. Chicken breast and ground beef are the two most important ones that I'm gonna emphasize in this video. So it's just a raw video just showing you what I'm eating. So here's the third meal. So yeah, chicken breast is gonna be later. It's gonna be the last final meal. Right now, I did a lot of content work, not a lot, but you know, it kind of like took a strain on my head. I was trying to do this content stuff. It's freaking flies. And then I plan for tomorrow. For tomorrow I have work, so I have to get my stuff done in the morning. And then tomorrow, I also did. Oh, I planned my content for tomorrow too. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done for today. You know, it's not all about having huge leaps every single day, but it's about being consistent, having a set of tasks to strive to give you strides towards your goals, right? Instead of just like little baby steps every single day. You know, you want to have a little bit of a stride every single day. You want to kind of push yourself. So that's what I try to do. I try to like give myself just enough and then a little bit more, you know, just to push myself a little bit and not like do the bare minimum every single day. Sometimes I get super overwhelmed and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I'm in a lot of analysis paralysis, and I'm all this stuff overthinking, like, oh, what's the next biggest move I should make to progress this content stuff. Like sometimes it's just literally just being consistent. Like there's not going to be huge leaps every single day. You got to be consistent. The small wins every single day. Not too small though, right? You don't want to give yourself like low standards every single day. This is going to be a little bit off topic. It was just kind of what I was thinking right now as I analyze of what I did today. Did my workout, hitting my macros right now, so that's all good. Recovering, I just need to recover, so I'm probably going to go out a little bit right now just as a way to recover, get my steps in. I haven't really got my steps in today. I was just at the coffee shop this morning, and then I came back home. I got my steps in at the gym a little bit, but I came back home. I just did more content work. I just cooked, and now we're here. So I just want to, you know, probably go recover. Just recovery doesn't mean always like, oh, you gotta lay in bed all day. No, it means also just like enjoying what you like to do. Enjoy, like if you want to go out, be smart, of course, with friends. Surround yourself with others who have like-minded goals, but if not, just do you. So I'm just gonna recover with maybe go out to some stores maybe, because tomorrow I have work. So, and today I was supposed to have jury duty supposedly, but this week I didn't have any jury duty, so we're all good. So I'm gonna show you the final meal, which is later. It's gonna be probably some chicken breast, and that's it. I think I ran out of macros after that. But as long as I hit my protein goal, my macro goal, I'm all set to go. All right, you guys can see me barely, but just got back out the mall. We went to the mall just to get some clothes I want to, you know, just look for, because it's been a while since I shopped for clothes, and I want to start dressing a little bit better, a little more differently, you know, nothing too drastic, just something just to improve. So I got like 2 pairs of pants, and I got a overshirt. So got like 2 jeans, like one was like a regular pair of jeans and one was like a white jeans, and I got a nice overshirt just to, you know, switch up the style a little bit. But now we're gonna go back home. I'm not usually out this late unless I'm like working. So we're gonna go back home. I'm gonna get my final meal in. It's not ideal. I don't do this all the time. I don't really eat this late. But I usually just have my chicken breast earlier so I can go to sleep. But it is quite late right now. So we're gonna go back home and I'll show you my final meal, which is not really a meal, it's just like chicken, but I'll still show you it. All right, so here's the final meal of the day. We just have some chicken breast and turkey breast. So it's just solely protein right now. Doesn't look the most amazing, but chicken and turkey are one of the top two and ground beef, top 2 and 3 protein sources for my full days of eating. Right, when I record them and I show you guys, you always see chicken and ground beef and turkey breast usually, right? So chicken and ground beef usually, and then turkey breast is like a supplement type of protein. So I like to do those. But yeah, this is gonna be the last full day, or not full day, last meal to do as I wrap up today. So we went to go, I would have had this earlier, but I went to go shop for a bit just to, I haven't went out in quite a while. So I just went to go get some things, and so that's exactly how I, hit all my protein: the turkey breast, the chicken breast, the ground beef, and the eggs. Like in the morning, the eggs from the morning, all great, all something that you really need. So, just keep rotating them all. Honestly, just keep your meals similar. Just keep rotating it, and you'll be good to go. You don't, unless you're like some, I don't know, some freak who needs to have always a different meal or like a whole set of meals every single day, like a whole new set of meals. It's gonna be a little bit harder to get your protein in, but if you just rotate the same meals, and either you could for the carb sources, I like to do chicken breast and potato, and then ground beef and rice. But then some days I like to do ground beef and potato, and then chicken breast and rice. So I like to just alternate different combinations. So you can just do that, but that's essentially how I eat and hit my protein every single time. I just rotate the same foods with the highest leverage foods of ground beef, chicken, and turkey, and eggs as the healthy fat, potato and rice as the carbs. And yeah, so I don't usually eat this late again, but hopefully you got some insight to see how you can implement some of these meals into your plan if you're someone who struggles, because a lot of people struggle with it. But I was able to get 170, 180 grams of protein consistently when I was eating at 1,1800 calories, which was way too low for a long time. But I make mistakes. I learn from them, so that's just how it is. So hopefully you got some value from this, just to see the inside of what my thought process is. And I'll see you in the next video.